Hey, hey, how are you? Oh, so, here's the thing, you guys. I've had people asking me lately, things like, are you okay? You haven't been going live hardly at all lately. And like, I realized that, right? I realized that I haven't went live lately. And honestly, I've been trying to figure out myself why I haven't. Because, I've said before, going live is really, really uncomfortable for me. You guys, I love to be in the background. I love to just kind of blend in. And there for a while, though, you guys, I kind of broke through that wall and I was going live like on a regular basis. And each time I ask myself the question, like, okay, why are you procrastinating? Why haven't you went live? Because when I was doing it often, I really was starting to enjoy it. I was really starting to like have more fun and feel more comfortable. And then all of a sudden, I backed off. So if I don't know you yet, my name is Beth Campbell. I am a mom, a proud mom of 2 teenagers. I am a CBD advocate and success coach. And so yeah, back to the question of why I haven't been going live. I finally kind of recognized that a shift happened for me. A pretty big shift, and something that I think I was processing on my own. And sorry, I'm realizing the light is really, really bad, you guys, but I love the sunshine, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, some major stuff has happened in my life. And I think it changed my identity. Like it really did. And I'm still kind of like finding a new normal. And the thing about Facebook Live is that, like, for me anyway, I have to be myself. And when you don't quite know like where you're sitting, that's kind of a hard thing. Like I'm not, I always tell people like I'm a horrible liar. I'm awful at it. Mom, Dad, you would contend too that I've always been awful at it. I was one of those kids and teenagers that got caught every single time that I lied. So anyway, so finding kind of my new normal and finding that identity in me again has been this whole journey. So yesterday I posted. What got me back on here. Yesterday I posted a quote that a lot of you liked and some of you shared, which makes me super happy. I really truly post quotes like for myself because it's something that hits me really hard, and I love as a bonus that sometimes it hits somebody else and they can take it and share it. So the quote yesterday was, be so completely yourself that everyone else feels safe to be themselves. And, I think that resonates with me, that resonated with a lot of you, because that's what we truly, truly want, right? We want to just like show people who we are and have them accept us. And you know what, for me, what I've realized is when they don't accept me for who I really am, forget it. That means they're not in my tribe, and that's totally okay. And that's the thing I guess I realized about Facebook Live is I thought, you know what, like I'm sitting here the last few weeks trying to kind of internalize and process all these things and kind of hiding myself, right? I kind of went back into this cocoon because I didn't know like what I wanted to say and what people would think and that kind of thing. And what I realized with that quote yesterday is, you know what, like that's the beauty of Facebook Live. It is being yourself. And you know what? Whoever wants to see it and wants, is going to find value in it is going to watch, and the rest of them are going to just they're going to finish feeding through or scrolling through their news feed. And that is totally, totally okay. So I want to say hi to a couple of you that have come on, because thank you for listening to me ramble, because this truly is kind of like just jump on here and talk. So hi Tarifa, hi Jamie, hi Alicia, hi Marcia, and hi Tammy, hi Dad. So you guys, this is the thing. I have the most amazing people in my life, And so I am just going to try to kind of get back on my horse and share, because I know just, there's been times people are like, you know what you said really, really made a difference. What you said was really valuable. So I'm just going to do that and throw things out there. So here's the big shift. And most of you already know this. Most of you already know. But I realize that a lot of you don't know. So I quit my job. I quit a job. And that word, you guys, is hard for me. The word quit is really hard. And I hadn't really said it until today. I've always said, I resigned. That sounds like all graceful and honorable, right? But I quit my job. I was, see, this is sometimes why I avoid Facebook Lives too, because I get too choked up. So anyway, I was a life coach for teenagers for the past 2 years. And I loved my job. It was, so rewarding, and I have some really incredible students and parents in my life thanks to that job. I learned a lot about myself. I grew so much, and it was a really interesting 2 years, okay, because I did learn so much. So here's the thing, why did I quit? Right? Why did I quit? And it took me, I have to admit, you guys, it's something that I pondered for a while, because the job took so much of my time and energy. Because I was so passionate about it. It took so much of my time and energy that it affected other parts of my life. It affected who I was as a person, and who I was as a parent, and who I was as a friend and daughter, and everything else. So quitting was something that you know what, you guys, there are not many things in my life that I've quit. I quit some big things. I've quit marriage. I've quit this job. Gosh, have I quit anything else? Right? I finished my bachelor's degree. There are a lot of things that I've finished, but quitting has just been something that's always been really hard for me. So, hi Deb. So, but it was one of those things where, here's the thing. So many of you know, I started my CBD business. I started with CBD almost a year ago, and I started the business not too long after that. And it was something that lit me up, just as parenting does, just as life coaching does. And so it was kind of a challenge for me to balance like all these things. I mean, I volunteer at our community theater. I am really busy as a solo mom of 2 teenagers that aren't driving yet. I have a lot of pieces of the puzzle, and they're all things that make me so happy. But I was wearing pretty thin, because my job sometimes, the first year I probably spent, like 60 hours a week working, and then last year I modified that some, but still it was a lot, and it just took a lot out of me. So anyway, finally what it came down to is a few different things. I knew that I could no longer do that job and be a mom first, and my kids, they're 16 and 17. Oh my gosh, Logan is almost 18, you guys. And I have like this much time left with them at home. So what I realized is that even when I was with my kids, like I wasn't really with my kids, or when I was with them, I was napping, because I had so many things that were pulling at me, and some of you can relate to this. Can you relate? Like things pulling you in 19 different directions. And so, especially at the end of the day, I didn't have a whole lot of energy left to be patient and to listen and to be present. And so, the first reason honestly that I quit was my kids. Because that, if I had to pick one thing in my whole entire life that means the most to me, and I know so many of you can relate to this, because I have all these like incredible parents in my life, you know that your kids are the one thing that means the most to you. So I knew it was a choice between my job and my kids. And I was a life coach at their school. So, and leaving those kids, right? Leaving those parents was like it was so hard. But the second reason that I quit was for me, because I no longer felt like I was doing anything well. I felt like there was like this teeny little bit of me at each one of my responsibilities, or the things that I was giving myself to, and that for me felt crummy. I can't, granted, I like doing it all. Like, I've always been one of those people that, like, I like saying yes and helping and doing it all, but like, I was crappy at everything I was doing, and that I was going to bed every night feeling that, and I was waking up in the morning feeling that, and so that had to give, because what I really know, like, I'm 43, almost 44, and what I really know is that how I feel about myself is so important, because I reflect that out to the world. Like, that's the way that I show up, and if I don't feel good about who I am and what I'm doing, then like, it's not worth it. So yeah, so I quit for me. I quit so that I could improve my quality of life, feel more like myself again. I guess that's the thing that I realized over the last few weeks, is I really have started to feel more like myself again, and that's super cool. I don't know that I've been in a space like I loved in my 30s, and I loved my 20s, but I was so busy during those times that I never really stopped to recognize, who I am, and that I needed to put more of myself out there and just be more me. So that's the second reason I quit. And then finally, the other reason that I quit is that I found something that filled me up. My CBD business, you've seen me probably maybe doing CBD 101s and sharing our CBD stories, my dad's and mine, and the rest of my family. And I was waking up and going through my day just feeling so like jazzed up about the messages I was getting, that there are friends and family and friends of friends that were really having their lives changed by CBD. And so I realized that that's kind of what I was living for, right? Like, I was doing my job, because I do love those kids and their parents and stuff, but in between, I was really just, I love getting those texts and those messages about how people are feeling and what the business is doing for them. Along those lines too, I recognize that a lot of times I wasn't able to be there for my team the way that I wanted to be. And, when you find yourself kind of, what is the quote? Something about whatever it is that you do in your free time, right? Whatever you do, that's what you should be doing with your life, because that's where your heart's at, and that is something that's so good for you. So I found, so I was in the business, I started the business really, truly, probably like March, April is when I started really spending some time on it. And by like July, you guys, I was making more working part-time in this business than I was in my 50, 60 hour a week, salary position. So for me, it was kind of like that just hit me in the face, right? Like, here's this business that you love, you're helping people, and it's a business that you can wrap around your kids. Like, I can be a mom first, and then I can do my business from my phone, I can jump on my laptop at a coffee shop while they're at activity or whatever, realize that, okay, I can do this business and work it around my kids. And that wasn't the situation that I was in, with my education position. So, I think everything kind of aligned, and I had to get real honest with myself. Now, here's the thing that kicked in too, though. Number one, for me, the fear of quitting, like that feeling of leaving people behind, that feeling of letting people down. It took me a while to work through that, because I just, I loved all those folks so much that was hard. But then the other part of the equation was fear. Oh my gosh, like how scary to quit. I mean, even though my job was, it was rewarding and it was hard, it was a monthly check, right? Every month I knew how much was going in my bank account. I knew that I had health insurance, and I knew that I had these benefits. So the idea of switching from that, okay, I had gotten used to that over 2 years, that monthly paycheck. The fear of like the unknown. Yeah, this is what I'm making, and I've been making on a real consistent basis. But it's super scary, especially you guys as a single income mom, to give that up. It's kind of like giving money back, right? Giving security back, and the unknown. But the other thing that I knew is I'm seeing my paycheck grow every month, and so that's something that you know what, the same paycheck every month versus my paycheck growing every month. It became really clear to me when I was super honest with myself, when I tried to put the fear, you know, kind of push back the fear. I realized that it was a decision that I had to make. It was a decision that I felt right about. And even though there was a lot of kind of emotional ties to that job and to all of you folks, you know, if any of you are watching that I coached, or parents that I coached your kiddos, I think you all got it, like how hard that was for me. But I knew that it was right, and it was a huge relief. It was a huge relief, and still every day, my kids probably get so tired of it, you guys. My kids every day hear me say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. You know, I love that time with them in the car, sitting next to them, talking. Sometimes silence. They're teenagers, right? But sometimes just talking. Like, I value that time so much, and I love that I can be there. I can still be there, you know, when they need to talk. I can still be there when they need a ride somewhere. I can haul them and their friends around. You know, I kind of joke that I'm the teen Uber driver. But all those things mean the world to me, and I'm so grateful. I do a workshop on Tuesdays with some really amazing women, and we talked about gratitude today. We talked about being grateful, feeling grateful. And, you know, there's so many things. I have a long list, but I say every day I'm just so glad that I am grateful that I'm with my kids, and that this business, you know, and my team has supported me in making this shift. So I feel like I'm in process still, like we always are, but that, yeah, me being able to share this, I hope today kind of gets me back in a groove that I feel good about sharing myself again and connecting with folks, you know, just in case, you know, if there's one person that hears one thing that's helpful, then Facebook Live is good. And if nothing else, this is kind of like therapy, you guys. Comment below if you have never, comment below if you've never done a Facebook Live. I'm super curious who hasn't. But it's kind of free therapy. It is, because sometimes you find yourself saying things that you didn't think you were going to say, or things that you didn't really know that you were feeling. So that's kind of cool. Awesome, Rochelle. I'm glad you're sharing. So anyway, I wanted to kind of off the cuff share these things today. I am going to talk more. I'm probably going to be talking more about my business. Because here's the reason. The way that this impacted my life, you know, thanks to Amy Hicks, my success coach, the way that this impacted my life is profound. It is, I can't even imagine. I think about a year ago, before I knew about CBD, before I had helped my family, before the business had, you know, given me, you know, a new path. I can't even imagine if I hadn't known about it. So I realized today, as I was, there's Gypsy, I realized today as I was thinking through things that, oh The school bus is here, you guys, just so you know. But I realized that if I don't share something that's been so helpful for me, okay, maybe it's the product that could help you, maybe it's the business that could help you, but I don't share that, then shame on me. Because it's kind of like I'm keeping a secret, and I don't want to do that. You know, I am proud of the way that the network marketing industry has helped me stay home with my kids, not just with this business, but in the past. I am proud of being in the cannabis industry. You know, CBD is something that's helping a lot of people. If I don't talk about that on a regular basis, then I'm keeping a secret that could kind of hurt somebody, right? If they don't have this opportunity to try the product or have the opportunity to try the business, then they might be missing out on something, and I don't want to do that. It's not fair because it's been something that I'm so passionate about not to share with people. So if you feel like this could help somebody, please share it out. If you have some kind of a takeaway from this, I would love for you to share it in the comments, or at least, you know, say where you're watching from or say hello. Because one of the things that Facebook has done for me is just really kept me connected to all these people that I wouldn't have been tied to if it wasn't for this, you know, friends of friends and all that good stuff. So anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. Yeah, I feel like kind of a weight's been lifted because I've been like sitting with Facebook Live on my back for a while. When people ask me about it, I'm like, I don't know, I'm not doing it. And I've had some of you have said, oh, let's do a Facebook Live, Beth, and I've totally flaked out. So if I've done that to you, I'm sorry. Just know that it's just been kind of where I'm at and what I needed to process and do and spend time on, and you know, that's just so. I will hopefully be seeing you again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a blessed day and take care. Thanks so much.